And good evening, everybody. This is Scott Jordan, and you are watching live here at Cellars of Sonoma in beautiful Railroad Square, Santa Rosa, California.
And you'll make me work so we can work to work it out. And I promise you can to give so much more than I get. Yeah, I just haven't met you yet. I just haven't met you yet. Oh, I promise you can to give so much more than I get. I just haven't met you yet.
And good evening, everybody, and welcome to TV Tuesday Live. This is a show where we talk about wine, we learn about wine, and we taste wine. And tonight, we're going to taste from some wines from our new tasting menu that we have here in our tasting room. We're Cellars of Sonoma. We're located about 55 miles north of the San Francisco Golden Gate Bridge in beautiful wine country in a little town called Santa Rosa, California. And we have a tasting room here with 9 small production wines. Tonight, we're going to taste from 4 different producers on our menu that we have in the tasting room called the Dark Side. And so that'll consist of a Zin, 2 Syrahs, and a Cabernet Sauvignon. Before we get started, let me tell you about a couple things that are coming up and things that you can do when you come visit here at Cellars of Sonoma. Not only can you taste incredible wines, but you can listen to live music. On Thursday nights, we have Dustin Saylor. Starts at 7:30, goes to about 10:30. On Fridays, we have John Pita. And on Saturdays, we have Robert Herrera. And we'll talk a little bit more about that throughout the course of the broadcast tonight. So let's go with the first wine. We'll start right out with Bradford Mountain. This is their 2007 Grist Vineyard Zinfandel small production wine. I'm talking tiny, 290 cases. If you made 1,000 or 1,500 cases, you'd be considered small. At 290, that is boutique at its absolute best. What really is the key for a wine like this, number one, it's a single vineyard wine. So it comes from the Grist Vineyard, which is north of our location here. We're located, of course, 55 miles north of San Francisco, but the Grist Vineyard, if you go another 14 or 15 miles north and then drive along Dry Creek Road in the heart of wine country, you'll see the Bradford Mountain Vineyard. It sits up about a windy road about 1.5 miles, 2 miles in this incredible clay soil that produces this amazing wine. Aging on this, 16 months in French oak, 100% French oak. 40% of it was new. You know, when we talk about this each week, we talk about our small producers and the disadvantage that they have in the marketplace. One, if you're only making 290 cases, the national distribution doesn't pick you up. Number two, they pay a premium for these wine barrels. 40% of that was a brand new French oak barrel. A brand new French oak barrel, when you're buying it at these small quantities, you're talking about $1,000 to $1,100 a barrel. Where that same producer, say Kendall Jackson, who might be buying 100,000 barrels, he's going to only pay maybe $700. So big difference in cost in the bottle, the foil, the label, and of course the barrel. You don't want to skimp. And in a wine like this, clearly that didn't happen. There's no skimping. It's fantastic fruit, aged correctly in a about 40% new French oak for 16 months. Long time. Amazing nose on this wine. The big red berry fruits just come jumping out of this. You got to love it. And spicy right out of the gate. Oh, big spice, beautiful mouthfeel, nice firm tannins. Great example of 2007 being a fantastic vintage. Um, when you come into the tasting room, pick the tasting flight called On the Darker Side, and you'll start with this magnificent bottle of wine. Retail price on this, $23. You gotta love that, 23 bucks. My first Sips members, of course, you got it in your wine club shipment in December. And of course, you get 20% off on that wine. You gotta love it. What a bargain. And again, I challenge anybody, go right ahead. If you live locally, go to the grocery store and show me a single vineyard, appellation specific. In this case, this is Dry Creek Valley fruit. Show me one at 23 bucks. I'll buy it from you. You're not gonna see it. I'm just telling you. Wow, nice long lingering finish, a fantastic wine, great by 2007 Zinfandel. Now, we also like to, that was yummy. I hated throwing that down in the dump bucket, but if I don't, what ends up happening is I end up getting tanked, and we don't want that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to throw a couple questions out to the audience, and then I'll ask the guests here in the tasting room. Andy, get a little pan of our guests here. So I'm going to throw this question out, and the question is, what are tannins? What are tannins? There are 4 choices, so you got a 25% chance of getting it right. An artificial wine coloring, or a puckery taste in the wine, or a deep red color, or a cluster of grapes that have darkened in the sun. So 4 choices: an artificial wine coloring, a puckery taste in the wine, a deep red color, a cluster of grapes that have darkened in the sun. So I'm going to go ahead and answer this question for you.
A puckery taste in the wine.
There you go. We got it. Got the answer correct. That's exactly right. I equate it to what you feel here in a wine, in your jaw. So the next time you buy red grapes, peel the grapes, eat the skin, you'll get a sharp feeling in your jaw. That's the tannin. Then eat the pulp, and the pulp will be overdone. But really, winemaking is a combination of controlling the tannin and adjusting the sugar and converting it, of course, to alcohol. So answer there, absolutely right. A puckery taste in the wine. It's what you feel here in your jaw. You got that one right. Good job.
Somebody had to answer
it. I like that. I like that. So next time you go out wine tasting, we talk about tannins. Now you know you're going to feel it right here in the jaw. So we're going to take a little break. Those of you watching live, you'll be watching live